of Vietnam for his statement. I now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Mr. President. We thank Special Coordinator Wenisland and the Commissioner General of UNRWA, Mr. Lazzarini, for their briefings on the situation in the Palestinian territories. We have also carefully listened to Professor Khalidi. Mr. President, I would like to welcome the Lindis Thomas Greenfield, the permanent representative of the U.S., to today's meeting. For her, this is the first in-person meeting in the Council chamber. She's not in the room right now, but I think Rodney will transmit our welcome, which I think we all share. Today's discussion of the situation in the Middle East take place against the backdrop of the tragic events that claimed the lives of 230 Palestinians, including 66 children, as well as 12 Israelis. We express our condolences to the families of the victims and the injured. The population of the Gaza Strip is in urgent need of humanitarian assistance, including through the rehabilitation of infrastructure. Here, a key role can be played by UNRWA, whose work we support, and we hope that the agency's funding in the current difficult conditions will be stable. We were relieved and satisfied by the establishment of a ceasefire in the zone of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. For our part, we have been working energetically from the very beginning in the interest of ending hostilities and engaged intensively with key regional partners. We made active use of the communication channels available through the quartet. We thank everyone who was involved in this, and we particularly note the mediation of the leadership of Egypt as well as Qatar. An important contribution to calming this situation was made by the UN, including Special Coordinator Wenisland. Mr. President, there is no fighting in Palestine and Israel today. However, this does not mean that we can put off resolving the Palestinian question until a later date. Unfortunately, history has proven time and time again that this is the key issue for the entire Middle East and the world as a whole. And this is not just a pretty figure of speech or an exaggeration. We have all seen how sensitive the Muslim Ummah was to the events in East Jerusalem around the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. It is obvious that there will be no final peace status in the Middle East until all issues are resolved. To prevent a relapse into armed confrontation, it is necessary to focus international and regional efforts on creating conditions for restarting direct talks between Palestinians and Israelis on the basis of UN resolutions and the principle of two states, Palestine and Israel, living side by side in peace and security within the 1967 borders. One factor that will help create such conditions is a rejection of unilateral steps, including settlement activity and provocations that repeatedly antagonize the parties. Israel's security concerns must be addressed. It is important to work to restore Palestinian unity on the basis of the Palestine Liberation Organization platform. The status quo of the holy sites of Jerusalem must be respected, and here we note the special role played by the Jordanian monarchy. Mr. President, active discussions of the Palestinian question over the past 2 weeks in the Security Council, as well as in the General Assembly, have shown that the international community as a whole is unanimous in its understanding of the ultimate goal of a settlement, as well as its legal framework. It is important to preserve this unity, including among the members of the Security Council. It is necessary to convert the support expressed for these parameters into concrete actions. We do not believe that the whole set of problems can be solved by anyone alone. It requires working together through collective efforts. In this regard, we once again invite our colleagues, including those in the quartet, to consider our proposals to hold a ministerial meeting of the quartet, as well as a meeting of the Quartet in an expanded format with the participation of regional states and Palestinians and Israelis themselves. We are ready to study proposals and views in this regard. And the sooner we begin our collective work, the sooner the situation in the region will become stable. Thank you for your attention.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for his statement.